Job all night. I didn't want them to go the whole night without taking credit for the great food that's coming out of the kitchen tonight. And it's really not easy preparing that many dishes all going out at the same time. And the quality of the food that's coming out of the kitchen tonight is phenomenal. So I'd like to give it up again for Matt and Karl and Michelle. Phenomenal meal so far tonight. I'm sure the dessert's going to be equally as good. The final beer that's coming out is a beer that we call Wind and Sea Wheat Hefeweizen. Now, we've been making this beer for quite some time now. I want to say probably about 9-10 years. But it hasn't always been in bottles. Really, it's only been within the last year, maybe 6 months or so, that we put it in bottles. And we're really happy that the way this beer has continued to grow year after year and gain popularity, because it's really such a wonderful style of beer. Hefeweizen is a German beer, of course. The words Hefeweizen literally mean yeast wheat in German. It's a beer that's been around hundreds and hundreds of years. In Germany, beer is sort of brewed in the seasons. And in the summertime, you have Hefeweizen as the typical summertime German beer. In the wintertime, you get Box and the Doppelbox. You also have Kolsch. You have a lot of great seasonal beers in Germany. But in San Diego, with our climate, it's really summertime year-round in San Diego. So we thought Hefeweizen is a beer that really in San Diego can be made year-round, because it's pretty much summertime year-round in San Diego. Now, when we first started making this beer, there were already some Hefeweizens out on the market that were doing very well. Widmer was one of them, Pyramid was another one. And those are great beers, but they're a slightly different style of Hefeweizen. Those are American Hefeweizens, not Bavarian Hefeweizens. And so while those beers are very drinkable, very fruity, very thirst-quenching, they're not Bavarian Hefeweizens. And the difference is really in the yeast that's used to ferment the beer.
Well, then we'll go to Bavaria.
In Bavaria, they use a yeast that produces phenolics. It produces very fruit-like flavors. The yeast produces flavors of bananas and cloves and vanilla. And so when you drink this beer, you're going to get those flavors immediately. When you smell this beer, it's going to smell like bananas. It's going to smell like cloves. You're going to pick out a little vanilla. Fresh Hefeweizen should taste and smell like banana bread. And so when this beer comes around to you, and you start to get those flavors and aromas of bananas and cloves and things like that, those flavors are supposed to be in Hefeweizen. In Bavarian Hefeweizen. We at Karl Strauss use the Bavarian yeast that goes back centuries to make this beer. So it wasn't as if Karl Strauss invented this style. We really didn't. We brought back a style of beer that's centuries old and just introduced it to San Diego. And this beer literally, it's got such a rich history. It was once only allowed to be brewed by German royalty. Honestly. They call it the champagne of beers. Over time, the German government sort of relaxed their standards a little bit, and it was allowed to be brewed by different private interests. And now you have the main producers, Paulaner, Shore, Erdinger. There are a lot of great German breweries making great Hefeweizens these days. We're proud to say that we are doing it the Bavarian way. We're doing it the centuries old way. And we're bringing it to San Diego fresh and draft in bottles, because San Diego is summertime year-round. This is a beer that goes well with a lot of different things. Obviously, it goes well with fruits. Most beer dinners I've done, you've seen Hefeweizens kind of leading off the beer dinner, starting it out with very fruity salads. Salads that they might have mangoes or apricot or tangerines and things like that. I've seen a few people doing desserts. I've never seen it done with the dessert that you guys are about to have. them with banana ice cream, things like that. I'm very excited about the pairing tonight. This beer with this particular dessert should be, they should go extremely well together. They should complement each other very, very well. It's a very drinkable style of beer. It's served unfiltered, so there should be a little bit of haze in the beer. There should be some yeast in suspension. There's nothing wrong with drinking brewer's yeast. It's very good for you. Bodybuilders take it to enhance themselves. Complex vitamins. Don't be disturbed if the beer's a little cloudy or a little hazy, okay? It's intended to be that way. So, having said that, I hope everybody has had a great time tonight. I want to thank you all again for coming out and sharing this incredible pairing with us. And I hope you all walk away tonight after having these pairings of beer and food together with sort of a new feeling about pairing beer with food. Really, the possibilities are quite endless, and it really runs together. You can have a lot of different flavors going together naturally quite well. So again, thank you all for coming out, and cheers.